Hello and welcome to another episode of Attacking Third, a CBS Sports soccer podcast. I'm Sandra, Herrera, lead NWSL writer for CBS Sports. Joined today, as always, by my colleague and co-host, Lisa Roman, NWSL analyst and broadcaster. On today's episode, we have a special interview edition episode ahead of the NWSL playoffs. We are joined today by McCall Zerboni, midfielder for New Jersey, New York, Gotham FC. She's an NWSL veteran since 2013, and she is playoff bound with this team. Welcome to the show, McCall Zerboni. How are you?
Thanks, y'all. Thanks for having me. I'm psyched. Can't wait to chat with you.
We're excited to chat with you too, because you've got so much experience, McCall's. Congrats on making another playoff, right? This time with Gotham FC. This isn't the first playoff appearance in the franchise's history, but it's been a long time. It'll be the first time for Gotham FC since essentially the inaugural season, formerly as Sky Blue. But you're somebody who has deep playoff experiences. What is your perspective right now on the team's mentality heading into this quarterfinal?
Yeah, well, it's fun, right? Because this is my 10th playoffs out of my 13 years professional. And I wish I could say every year is the same and every playoff is the same, but it never is. So this group is uniquely special. I can definitely guarantee that. But we are a squad that has had a lot of moving parts lately and doesn't have a lot of experience together in the playoff realm. So getting together collectively as a unit and realizing what every individual needs through this heavy and intense time that's kind of one and done is very, very important for me as a leader and as a captain, and figuring out what everybody needs. So
you mentioned that, you've been here before. You have a lot of playoff experience, but this year is different and lots of moving parts within Gotham and within the league, of course. But on the field specifically, I want to ask about this. How is the competition different this year? I mean, playoff wise, there's 6 teams now making the postseason versus 4, but competition wise, is it different this year than other years?
Okay, it's actually so crazy. Like, the table has never been this close before. And I just feel that, I don't know if it was last year with COVID and just that the league is getting better and better and better, but the competition is so close and the quality is so good all through the board, and anyone on any given day can win in the NWSL. And that's why these playoffs are going to be so exciting, because let's say there was a dominant team, which there really wasn't this year. I mean, props to Portland, but anyone can win on any given day. So it's just kind of like so exciting to watch each quarterfinal, semifinal, and final, because it's just like, I have no idea what's going to happen. Of course, I have the most belief in our team, but that's what makes it exciting.
Even towards the end of the regular season, it was like, we don't even know what's going to happen, going day in and day out. And for you and for Gotham, the final stretch of regular season games, it was quick turnarounds, back-to-back games with very little rest, and then 3 consecutive draws for Gotham. Not knowing if you would advance, having the opportunity to clinch. How do you process that grind of being in control of your destiny and then needing help from other teams right at the very end?
Yeah, I mean, it was a nutty schedule. So we just kind of had to try to take care of everything on our end, and come to find out we did. We thought a tie was underachieving. But what we realized is that grinding out ties on the road, even at the end of the season with that crazy schedule that we had, that actually is what pushed us over the line. So, in any top league in the world, if you tie your away games and you win your home games, you're going to be in the playoffs. So we really managed to do that this year and kind of even out the points. And here we are. It doesn't matter if you're 6th or you're 1st. We're in this thing and it's going down.
In terms of maybe looking at the team's year in a holistic sense, the team has gone through some things this year in terms of off the pitch, including the league and other clubs. But for Gotham, the departure of former GM Lisa Hughes, head coach Freya Coombe, and the introduction to new coaches in Scott Parkinson and Bev Yanez, the introduction of a new GM in Yali Bush West. How do you feel like the team has done with sort of kind of these constant changes throughout the year?
I've personally seen each individual grow so much, because I've seen every individual, including myself, struggle. And when you see people rise above that, it bonds you to them. It makes you realize that they've achieved through hard things. and everyone handles it differently. But the most unique and beautiful thing that we have in common is that we all had to get through that in our own way. And so it has made our chemistry so super strong. So it's kind of like blessings and the blessings, you know, it's really in a way been in favor for us when it was a sense of turmoil, but now we've turned our pain into pleasure.
Pain into pleasure. I love that, McCall. That's a great one. And you guys made it look seamless, honestly. On the field, you are part of that midfield Gotham unit of the three in the midfield that's been really consistent throughout this season for Gotham, alongside Kawasumi and Ali Long, then yourself. So between you three, what's kind of the relationship? What's the on-field, off-field relationship and the competition between you three?
Well, especially in any team, but here and the way that we're being coached now with Scott, healthy competition is the best thing you could ask for in a squad. We're constantly being pushed by, you know, our other players who play midfield. And so I'm really, really grateful for that, and shout out to them because we wouldn't be what we are without them. In addition to that, sometimes I do this thing where like I remove myself like a third person and I look like if I was going to go play Gotham, I'm like, I'd be kind of scared of us. So I'm just really proud and feel very comfortable with the players that are around me on the pitch, no matter if we make substitutions or not. And I think that's our strength, is that we do have depth and we do have a healthy training environment where we all push each other and everyone matters and everyone around me makes me better. So I'm very grateful for that.
Not only is that midfield unit a little intimidating and scary, but you have one of the greats on your squad. We have to ask about Carli Lloyd. This is her big retirement year that she made that announcement, and she's gone on an incredible farewell tour. We saw it with the national team at that level and her departure there. And now with you and with Gotham, she has a chance along with Gotham to go at a great playoff run. Is there motivation for you and for this squad because this is Carli Lloyd's last run?
Yeah, I mean, when you think about someone like that, you just want to reward everything that they've given to the game and given to this squad specifically. And, you know, no matter how tired you are in like the 90th minute, or you're like not really in the mood to train that day, like you think of someone like that and you're like, I want to extend their career. Like I want to give them more games. Like I want to play for them. And, you know, I think we all kind of have that mentality where we really value and appreciate Carli, and we want to give her what she deserves because she's an animal. She deserves so much. So, you know, I got to go out there and be a tiger to make it happen for her. So.
I want to ask really quickly too about maybe the opposition a little bit. Where do you sort of see this type of match for you guys going up against the Chicago Red Stars? There were a lot of even games throughout the regular season. Does it just sort of feel at this point that stuff kind of goes out the window because once it's playoffs, you just hit the button and reset?
You know, games like this are tricky. Playoff games are always tricky because you can be the better team, but you might not be better on the day. And that's pretty much the love-hate game of football, right? And especially, you know, traveling to them and being away and they're being in their home and in their environment. But I think we match up great against anybody. We just got to take care of the details. And that's exciting stuff with playoffs. It's, like I said, a one and done dealio. So we have to be on all our A game with every 91-minute battle within the 90 minutes.
We were so excited to get you on this podcast because Lisa and I had a chat with Megan Burke, the executive director of the Players Association, and we chatted a lot about the ongoing fight for player safety, number one,
Sure.
right, priority, and the ongoing CBA negotiations, and we also touched a little bit on the evolution of the Players Association, kind of becoming an established players union with an AFL-CIO affiliation. And she mentioned you as a big part of this process as a player rep, attending national briefings, you know, keeping other players informed, you know, with the ongoing CBA negotiations and the recent developments with the league meeting the prior demands that the association issued. Do you feel as if there's perhaps a positive trajectory here in this moment?
Yeah, I mean, I think back in 2017 when I was the vice president of the board and on the Players Association and how far we've come since then. And I remember sitting in a Starbucks, you know, taking a call and with our president and Megan and being like, we should start a union. We're gonna officially be certified as a union. And I remember thinking like, wow, that just seems so high of a mountain right now. And now we're a year in, and thank goodness that we are, because a lot of things fell on our head this year. And if we weren't a collective unit and collectively together and had, you know, our foundation with our Players Association, a lot of players and this league would have been in a lot of shambles in a lot of different directions. So I'm very, very grateful. And it's just highlighted how powerful and important the association is. And it's really let us know that we have made a lot of progress, and there will be continue to be more to be made.
Well, we're excited to keep covering that progress as it continues
Thank
to
you.
evolve. We want to thank everybody for listening and joining us today. We want to thank you, McCall Zerboni, for joining us on Attacking Third. Good luck in the playoffs. We want to remind everyone, of course, that we're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, everywhere you listen to your podcast show. We're also available as video. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Visit youtube.com/Attacking Third. We will be back Friday with a full NWSL quarterfinal playoff preview. For Sandra, Herrera, Lisa Roman, and McCall Zerboni, this was Attacking Third.